now joining us, we have Mark, Mike, and Scott, and they are here to talk with us a little bit about Appalachian State University's Solar Decathlon 2014 project. Thank you guys so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Now, for anyone who is not familiar with the Solar Decathlon concept, can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a little bit of the history. Solar Decathlon originated in the United States in 2002 as a research and development on alternative energy sources, prioritizing their research on solar energy. And from there, it has evolved to Solar Decathlon Europe, and just recently last year was Solar Decathlon China. In 2011, as everyone knows, we competed with the Solar Homestead, and now we have moved into the Solar Decathlon Europe.
Fantastic.
And it focuses on the urban design. In 2011, in the US, it focused on how the house operates in and of itself.
Wow. So what has this process been like leading up to participate this year?
It's been a long process. We have partnered with a school in France, so we're facing 4,000 miles in a large ocean that separates us. We've had about 4 students from Angers University come here to help with the process. But I think it's the culture and the language barrier that really hinders the process, but it's been an incredible experience working with a school that far away, as well as working with so many other departments within this project and learning from everybody.
Absolutely. Now, how did you guys form this partnership with a school so far away?
It happened actually about 30 years ago. It's been mostly a MBA-style exchange with the school, but now with Solar Decathlon Europe in France, and it originated in Spain, and it was in 2010, 2012, France just took it over. So we jumped on it with them.
Awesome. Now, is this a rare thing for a university to participate in? How many universities in the U.S. are actually part of something like this?
For this one, there are 3.
Wow.
The other 2 are Rhode Island School of Design and Brown University. They are paired with Erfurt University in Germany to make Team Inside Out.
That's incredible. So this is a very great honor.
It is.
Wonderful. So talk with us a little bit about the project. How long have you guys been working on it, and how's it coming?
Well, the design phase started about a year ago. Last January, we started doing the proposal, or we got in December. We started working with the proposal and fulfilling our design. About midway through the summer, we started to rework our design from some feedback that we got from the organizers as to shipping sizes and modules that we were allotted to have on site. As any project would, we would always have decisions to make and changes to happen. So from there on, the house as it stands now has been designed since about August, and we started construction in what, September? Mm-hmm. September. And so right now we're trucking away and trying to get the house done and built for March 16th when we'll have a big celebration with everybody.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. So talk with us a little bit about the design of this house.
It's a 2-story building, row house style, so basically it's long and narrow. It fits well to the urban landscape. You can have more density. We are focusing on a mixed-use, multifaceted building that allows people to have a 24-hour live-work community that is kind of unique to our area and most of the United States, but it's kind of more traditional in a European setting where they have row houses with shops underneath and streetscapes that are accessible by walking. And so we're trying to incorporate that into Winston-Salem as our basis of our project. So our home that we're building and bringing to Versailles is about 1,300 square feet, 2 stories, 1.5 bedrooms, 2 baths, and the production model will be 4 stories, so it'll grow a little bit, and it'll be a really great project when we're all done.
Wow. Now talk with us a little bit about the process of getting this home that you're building here in Boone to Versailles.
Ooh, it's a Scott question.
Sounds complicated.
Yeah, well,
very.
Surely it is. I mean, you can imagine how challenging it is just to build the house.
Right.
To actually get it to France is, a challenge that's beyond the scope of anything we've done before. So as Mike mentioned, we have a modular design. 6 modules make up our prototype. and each of those modules will be shipped on a trailer down to a port, most likely the Port of Charleston at this point. From there, they'll be loading on to a shipping vessel, and they will go over to the Port of Le Havre in France. From there, they'll go back onto a truck and be transported to Versailles. So each one of those modules goes through many movements, and quite a precarious journey to get from here to there. And then we'll also have a lot of the other, equipment and furnishings and things that we need to make up the inside and outside of the house shipped in containers along with that. So a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of movement, a lot of gut-wrenching waiting. So we'll see.
And there must be a lot of anticipation of actually getting there and getting this thing put back together.
Yeah, there's a huge challenge that we did not face in 2011 in that we're going to be in a European country where they have a different power system than we have. Mm-hmm. So, the house has to operate on a different frequency and different voltage. And then everything that we need to build the house also has to operate on that different frequency and voltage. And we're working with the organization right now to see how we can most cost effectively and time efficiently actually get the house built with the resources that we have available to us. So there's a big challenge there. You can't go down to Lowe's like you can here and just get everything that you need last minute. So we're trying to pack smart and really have everything that we're going to need on site with us.
Right. Very neat. So will all of you be going to France?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
If we make it through.
Exciting. So how many people are involved in this project?
Actually, so we were able to take 30 students from App State to Versailles.
Wow.
So that'll be 30 from App, and quite a few from Angers as well. But through the university, we've worked with almost 1,000 students so far on this project,
wow.
designing logos, designing music to play on site, the plates that are going into the home. Our goal is 1,700 students, so about 10% of the population. And Angers' goal is about 500 of their population to work on the project.
Wow. So this is going to be a fully furnished, decorated home.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
And actually the furniture that's going into the home is being showcased in Madrid in their big furniture fair. And then it's going to be shipped from Madrid to Versailles, and it'll hopefully meet the house.
Wow.
Neat.
So this is going to be a completed thing here on March 16th, you said?
Well, it's not going to be completely complete. We hope to have most of the interior finishes, most of the exterior finishes, and at least have a sealed building envelope with all of our systems in place so we can begin
Right.
testing those systems. Because the biggest, drawback from going to compete in France is if we don't have good testing here, then we're not going to know how it really performs until we get there. So we're going to have some big issues if we don't get to test. So we're shooting for the March 16th test date. So we're ready to do all the diagnostic testing that we can possibly do. We actually have an event scheduled for
April 2nd.
April 2nd.
April 2nd. So that date we do hope to have the house, pretty much tip-top shape for public viewing.
It'll be a great time to come see it because when it ships March 1st, it is not coming back.
May 1st. May 1st.
May 1st.
May 1st.
It's
Yeah.
out of here.
That's right.
All right, awesome. So over the next few weeks leading up to these dates, what major things have to be accomplished?
Ooh.
So many. A lot, yeah. The biggest thing right now is we have kind of a really mess of a parking lot with modules sitting everywhere and equipment and materials, and we just have a compound full of stuff right now. We have to assemble all of those components into the completed framework of the building, which we're trying to do quite soon. We're slated for this Saturday to assemble the modules if everything works out, the weather holds out, and all of our materials that we need to finish come in before then. So we have to assemble the house. Obviously, we have to fit it out, interior and exterior finishes, and we have to put on the energy systems, testing. A lot that has to happen on the communications front, just continuing with our development of our presence, both in print and web and all sorts of media that we're involved in, and just a list of things that is hard to comprehend has to happen in the last few weeks.
Now, are people working around the clock on this project?
Yes.
Very, very much so, yes. Yeah. And as Scott was alluding to, there's always different aspects of the project that are always kind of working together, and every so often we have deliverables, and they always check our progress and see how we're doing. And so the architecture team is updating drawings and pushing along in the urban design, and Mark is doing the communications, and they're putting together our press releases and things like that. And then Scott's building the house, and they always want to have pictures of us doing things and making sure that the house is coming along. And at those points, it goes into super crunch mode, and everyone just goes crazy. And those are our big days. Those are our big moments of the project.
Our family days.
Our family days.
We're around each other a lot for about 2 weeks.
I think you guys are pretty close at this
Oh, we are.
project.
We are.
A lot of time spent.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in to talk with us, and best of luck with everything. We'll be following along and keeping up with what's going on.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Of course. And we will be back right after these messages with more of the Mountain Television Network.